Well, day after ass whooping. So we're going to talk about the Bears players' reactions and their comments after the game. We're also going to take a look at the players that are now injured that are being probably added to the injury list and the biggest reasons why Matt Eberflus should be fired. Me and Bobby are going to get into all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
Bears fans, welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm Haize, that's Bobby. We in the building today. I'm not solo today for the daily episode, and I'm actually happy because I don't get to be the only one complaining about this goddamn team because Lord knows, bro. Hey man, usually when Bears, Bulls, anybody, I can wake up the next day and I can remove myself from the loss. I'm not as pissed off. Bro, I woke up today even madder than what I was last night. Keep in mind, I flipped my chair last night, bro.
Yeah. Definitely flipped the chair, threw the hat, snatched off the wave cap,
everything had it all must go, bro. It all must
everything.
Go. Oh,
everything, man.
But with that said, man, so we got a couple of comments from Bears players after the game. We're gonna read through a couple of these. Bobby, I want your opinions and thoughts on them as we go through them. The first one from Justin Fields says, all we need is one thing to get this thing going. The Lions started 1-6 last year and they almost made the playoffs. Just keep the faith. In the big picture, it's the third game of the season. We got 14 left at least. What do you think about Justin Fields comparing it to the Lions last year starting 1-6? Do you think like that? I don't know how I feel about that comment, bro.
I said it as a fan, but I don't want to hear from my quarterback. I'm gonna keep it real. I did say it yesterday just to provide, some insight on, there's a chance. But I don't really want to hear that because after losing the second game, you said we got 15 left. So now is this gonna be the theme? If we lose next week, what y'all gonna say? We got 13 left. Like, come on. At some point, something got to give, man. We just got to see it better.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, like you're going to run out of games, and like it's right. Like how many more you gonna say we got left? I don't know, man. I really do feel, and we'll talk about it in the last topic. I really do feel like these players have given up on the coach, and I think a lot of these comments kind of point towards that as well. For example, we got Cole Kmet just simply saying, "We just got our asses kicked." That's number one. I can't think of a game that I had in a long time that I look like that. How you feeling about that from Cole Kmet?
It's right on. We can't remember a time to where you look like that. The running backs look like that. Can't remember a time to where the defense was so atrocious. At least the Bears never had a great offense. At least we had a good to great defense to lean back on and be like, hey, we still the monsters of the Midway. But now right now it's just a complete dumpster fire. The house is burning down. And the wide receiver number one don't even want to catch the ball.
Bro, it's a lot of bad, man. A lot of bad. And Cole Kmet, like he had a bad game, and I'm glad that I am glad that he said that he played like that rather than blaming it on any one facet. But this next comment is the one that and it came from a second-year player, Demarcus Walker, saying, honestly, it's a reality check for all three phases of the game. That is absolutely true, bro.
That is absolutely true, and that's just what it is. Because to me, I think I said it yesterday during the post game. The Bears right now, they lack cojones. They nuts ain't dropped. They ain't showing no grit, no fight. And we can look at the paper and be like, bro, way more talent than last year. But last year, that team with a bunch of 1-year deals and prove-it guys, so far, look like they had a little bit more heart than what this team is showing right now.
Exactly. And he was asked, this says coaches trust players, players trust coach, but it got to be 50-50. It can't be 60-40, 70-30. But he was asked if they trust the coaches, and he said this, you got no other choice. Of course we do.
Oh. First of all, I ain't hear that comment. Number two, now pairing that comment with the comments from Matt Eberflus's press conference.
Yes.
I'm all in on he's lost the locker room. That's just I could be wrong, but when your head coach is coming out saying we got to trust each other, we got to believe in each other. Everybody here got to look in each other's faces. We can't all be frustrated. We all got to be on a positive time frame. And now adding that with Demarcus Walker comments, something ain't right.
bro.
Something is not right.
And that's just what it comes down to, bro. DJ Moore even saying like we got to find a way to not go 0-5, and it's like, bro, if that's already what the mindset of this team is, we got to
Bro.
find a way not to go 0-5, bro. Like,
Sheesh. You
hey,
can only
listen, man.
laugh at it, bro.
You can't only laugh at it, bro. And that's why, like, usually, on Mondays after a Sunday game, I like to do the takeaways from the game. And I'm glad that you're because there's really we sucked. There's no takeaways. We were bad in every way. There's no positive takeaways from this game, bro.
Nothing. Like nothing that we can look forward to. Nothing. At least right now. What, Justin Fields? He smiled once. That smile turned to a madman right after that play. It was over.
Yeah, bro. And we're in a bad spot right now, bro. I mean, I guess if anything positive, we're currently scheduled to have 2 top 5 picks in this draft. I mean, if you want to look at it that way.
Right. Man.
Yeah, man. But coming out of the game, man, we lost 2 more players to injury. Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson go down. Neither one returned in the game after they went down with injury. Now, there's nothing to be said as of yet that they're going to miss any extended time. I haven't read anything. The Bears haven't even practiced yet today. But considering that our secondary has been just as hit as our offensive line, we now potentially, if they do have to take a week off or anything, we could be down Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, Josh Blackwell, like all in the secondary, bro. What do you think about the injuries? It looks like Jalen Johnson had a hamstring injury that kept him out, and then Tyreek Stevenson got evaluated for a concussion. So if he goes into the concussion protocol, we're gonna be missing him for at least a week.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate, man. And then I'm looking at what is our strength and conditioning coaches doing? Because this is the second season in a row to where guys are dropping and falling like flies. So I gotta look at that, and it's a very unfortunate situation. I mean, but does it really matter when you feel like your defensive head coach can't even call a defense? Yeah, you just sit back. Even with your guys out, you just sit back and just let Patrick Mahomes dice you up all game, all game, and he's gonna perform. But you didn't try to do anything, a corner blitz, a nothing to throw him off or try to create a turnover. The way that the T in hits is for turnovers. You ain't getting no turnovers, and you ain't even calling plays to attempt to get a turnover. How do you get people to commit turnovers? First of all, you got to be running to the ball, and then you got to do some things that might surprise the offense that you're going against. That's what. And we ain't said none of that, man. It's unfortunate these guys are getting injured. It's just adding on to the crazy week of the Chicago Bears, bro.
Yeah, I mean this week has just been wild, bro, and we're shaped to go into another crazy week. Now, hopefully, it's not as crazy as last week, but all the kind of drama off the field is going to convert to what the hell's going on with Matt Eberflus, and that's the next topic that we got to talk about, bro. Like when you look at Matt Eberflus, I know we both on the post game show said like we feel like yesterday's performance by the team, comments now from the team, players quitting on the team. It seems like it's a fireable offense by Matt Eberflus. But when you look at kind of the biggest reasons why, if you're gonna want to put them together on why it's time to move on from Matt Eberflus, how you feeling, brother?
I think it's time, man. Like I said, we talked about the comments coming from the players early on in the episode. And then you pair those with what I just said not too long ago when discussing that stuff. You pair them with what the coach is saying. They're not on one accord. They're not fighting for you anymore. They're not playing as hard as I believe they can play. I don't think that these guys believe in the scheme. I don't believe that they believe in any coach that's around there. You know what I'm saying? Simply because if you got guys like a Tim Jenkins breaking down all 22, and he's like, bro, honestly, Justin Fields is not perfect. These are his words, and I'm paraphrasing. Justin Fields is not perfect. But the Chicago Bears and their play calling scheme or whatever they're doing, it makes no sense because you're trying to run similar plays, but you're trying to change it up a little bit, but essentially you're still going with the same scheme on said plays. And the offense ain't believing in it. If you got your star number one being heard over microphones saying, hey, they ain't using me. They ain't using you right, bro. Hey, tell me about it. That's the truth. Now, he going to come in front of the mic at the press conference like, nah, I ain't mean it like that. But we know what you meant, though.
Yeah.
We know what you meant. And then you got your quarterback saying, I'm robotic. It could be coaching. He did add on more context behind it, but you did say coaching. You did mention coaching. So it's just a number of things. And the most glaring one for me is that Matt Eberflus, bro, you got hired because you were so good at being a defensive coordinator. In your 2 seasons as a coach of the Chicago Bears, the defense has been ranked 32nd. It ain't a 33rd team in the league, bro. It's 32 teams. So I think it's time to go. It's time,
The,
bro.
the things that we've talked about, right? The fact that Matt Eberflus is a defensive coach and their defense looks absolutely atrocious. But here's the thing that I think is even worse is that you have to get Matt Eberflus out of there because the culture that's building, right? With the whole point of this new regime was to change the Bears culture.
Yep.
We right back to where we started from, if not in a worse place, bro. Like, you got actual players here that are now locked up for years that you went out and signed. And if they, for those new players to come in and be part of a team that seems like they've given up on their coach already, only 11 players remain from when Ryan Poles took over the team. Most of this roster has been here less than a year.
Yep. And they already done.
And they've already given up on your rookie head coach. Well, now after sophomore head coach, it's time, bro. I'm sorry. This is, every once in a while things get to a point of being unsalvageable. Like, and it's at this point already. I think, like, there's no reason. And if I'm a player, there's nothing that this coaching staff has shown me to where I feel like my trust should be in you. So how could I knock the players for not trusting them? Like, he's giving us nothing.
Yeah, he's giving us absolutely nothing. And then we definitely talked about it on the post games for those that missed it. Ryan Poles really didn't get an opportunity to conduct his own interviews for his head coach. Ryan Poles was hired, and then 2 days later, he found his coach. That timeline don't make sense. You ain't conducting interviews in a day or two to get your coach. So I still think that now is the time. And then the question will be, who's the interim coach? At this point, you give it to the special teams coach. I don't give a damn. He got the most experience on the team. He got the last 4 years in San Francisco. Maybe he could bring something. I wouldn't say he's the future, but at least he could probably be like, hey, this is how we're going to conduct business now. And that's Richard Hightower. So, yeah. So who do you lean on? That's who I lean on, because this is unacceptable. And you need to set the precedence and let these guys know this is unacceptable, Bears. And this is unacceptable, Bears fans. Y'all deserve better, because we do. Y'all know this ain't no Bears gear on me today. Because I'm so mad.
Hey, bro, I can't even blame you for it, man. It's to the point just with this team. Like, I like, the defense is getting worse. Part of the hope of bringing in Matt Eberflus was to stop, because our defense had been on a decline, was to stop that. We're getting worse. That's his supposed to be his specialty. And I even got to say this as well. Like, Matt Eberflus has to own it and take on his responsibility for the coordinators that we brought in too. Alan Williams is gone. Luke Getsy's look like shit. Like, Matt Eberflus got to go, bro. There's no, to me, like I said, if you don't fire him during the season, like after somebody pointed out that the Bears have never fired a head coach during the season, all right, even if you don't do that, there is no way in my mind, unless we finish the season in a way that nobody's projecting, there's no way you could bring back Matt Eberflus at this point, bro.
At this point, I don't care how they end the season. I just don't think the guys are good enough to be the head coach. He probably could go back and be a defensive coordinator and, have that success again, just focusing on one side of the ball. But he doesn't have the pulse of his team. And when you know that when you're the head coach, you gotta handle so many different personalities, and you got to be able to conduct business to hold guys accountable and hold yourself accountable. And the accountability is kind of lacking, in my opinion, coming from the head coach position. The reason is simply because I talked about, I believe he goes and be that by the script guy during most press conferences. You want that. But when it's flat out and blatant that your team is bad, you gotta say it, and you gotta hold yourself accountable. In his press conference, he started out, we did a lot of good things out there. Y'all ain't do nothing good, bro.
You ain't do nothing good. There was nothing good, bro.
We gotta evaluate the tape. How many times have we heard that? Come on, man.
Bro,
it ain't hard. We suck. Just say it. This is bad. This is a bad reflection of me, is what should have been said. Simple.
and every stretch of the imagination. There's not a single good outlook on this at all. So, when it comes down to it, this team has to figure it the hell out. And I don't know if Matt Eberflus is the guy. I know Kevin Warren also is kind of more focused on the stadium situation right now, but we need like not Matt Eberflus, but Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren. They really got to get themselves together and make the tough decisions in this, man, because to correct this in the way that we see it going, it's going to take a lot of tough. It's not one thing. I know people like, well, bring in Tyson Bagent. That ain't going to fix shit. Change the coaches. That alone ain't going to fix nothing either. You still got to go out and get the right coaches. They need to have a long discussion about how they need to change the direction and trajectory of the Chicago Bears team, because I tell you what, we keep going down this path. You might as well have kept Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace.
For real. Seriously, if you're gonna go down this route, you could have just let Nagy get one more year or another opportunity with Justin Fields. Shit, at least we seen a difference in how the offense was ran with him, and that's a lot to say about Luke Getsy.
Bro.
That says a lot.
I make fun of Matt Nagy's play calling all the time, but I agree with you, bro. Luke Getsy in year one showed some flashes of some different things, but it's like all those flashes, that shit is gone, bro. Like this is just bad, bro. This is literally one of the most stagnant offenses I have ever seen in my life, bro.
Bro, it's ridiculous. And we thought that Luke Getsy was gonna be a play caller that can call great first drives.
Yeah.
So far, not good out of 2 out of the 3 games. And it don't seem like they going in the locker room, if they are making adjustments, because they made adjustments last year to stay in the game. Are they making adjustments this year? Probably, maybe. We don't know. But the players ain't executing it, or it ain't looking much different when they come out to play in the second half. Enough is enough.
Yeah,
it's really that simple.
We look like dog shit out there, bro. And I for one, am tired of it. I know you are too. We're going to keep covering it. I'm never going to switch teams. That's never a case. We're going to always be covering this team. But the fact of the matter is we're going to be real. And when the team is shitty, I'm going to be calling the team shitty. It just is what it is. I mean, the content's still going to be fire, but I got to be real. And I got to warn you guys, for any Bears fan that's like, well, what can we take? I'm going to be real with you. If I don't have nothing positive to take away from shit, I'm not gonna fake something positive just so I could sound better, bro. And this game, this is the first game since we started this podcast where I have felt not a single shred of positivity coming from this game.
Yeah, we can't lie to y'all, and we can't lie to ourselves. That's not how we gonna conduct business. So it ain't what y'all want to say. Cairo kicked the field goal. That's the only positive.
Hey, listen, Cairo Santos, as much as C-Dub hates kickers, has been the best part of the Chicago Bears so far, bro. Like,
for real. Come on,
that's
man.
Crazy, man. You're
crazy.
Well, Bobby, if you got nothing
positive for the day,
bro, that's crazy. Cairo Santos, and the thing is, usually it's been Roshan too. Like, I can't even give Roshan a positive one. It's not on him. It was the scheme. It guarded like shit, bro. Like shit.
Yeah.
Man, I'd rather watch XFL football right now than the Chicago Bears play.
Man, it's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild. But if nothing left, Bobby, man, go ahead and send us off, man. Let's get the hell up out.
And I'll just say one last thing before I wrap, make sure we get up out of here. Where's the outside running scheme? We want to run everything up and behind the interior O-line. What happened to that? That's another reason why these guys got to get the hell out of our city and never come back. You are now in that category with Mark Trestman and those other guys, John Fox. You can't even enter city limits anymore. Stay away for real. But that's it from us today, man. Y'all make sure y'all lock into the number 1 spot for all Chicago Bears. Even when we trash, we got a job to do. We gonna be right here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I just gotta leave it there.
Man, listen, send us any Chicago Shy Bear Central at every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 773-242-933. I ain't even checked the voicemail because I know y'all probably going off on it.
Probably.
Like, we out this mug. Chi-Town up, Bear down, because we down. We down for real right now, man.
Bad.
Peace out.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.